You see, we are created in a magnificent vibration, in an absolutely magnificent vibration. Born risk takers. Free. That conditioning takes place after birth. You can change it. It takes guts. It takes goals. Do you know something? You're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, by God, I'm going to change something. I always say, keep reminding yourself that you have tremendous reservoirs of potential within you, and therefore you are quite capable of doing anything you set your mind to. You really can. I don't care what the cynics tell you. Quit listening to some of your peers. Now all you must do is figure out how you can do it, not whether you can or not. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? You've got to create a sense of urgency. I'm going to do it right now.
If you can see it, you can do it. But the beautiful truth is you can do anything. We got to know there is a place. There is a specific frequency. And if you get on that frequency, you're going to attract what you need to you. This is what it's all about. Why have you been endowed with such awesome powers? If you'll make a committed decision, this I'm going to do. And you don't have to know how. You do not have to know how. The second you make the committed decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to attract what you have to attract to manifest the thing that you want. If you can see it, you can do it. It's got to be something you want. Wants come from inside. Act like you're already there. Walk, talk, speak, live like you're already there. Don't set a small goal. Don't set something that doesn't really wind your stem. Set it so big it jazzes you. It really gets you going. When something of a very high nature resonates with the very high side of you, you'll know it. You'll know it. You will feel it. Feeling is conscious awareness of vibration. The only prerequisite, do you want it? Not do you need it, not could you do it. The only prerequisite is, do you want it? Take the lid off your marvelous mind and dream. For goodness sake, give yourself the right to do that. Get your analytical mind out of the way. Put it in your pocket for a while. All you're doing is exploring, daydreaming. What did Lawrence say? All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night in the dusty recesses of their mind waken the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men, for they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the show. And of course, this is Freedom, Health and Lifestyle. And of course, we're on episode number 62. And this one's titled, Through Sacrifice Comes Success. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Click the notifications bell and or button or whatever it is on the platform that you're watching. And that way you'll be notified every time we go live. And of course, this is Joey and Mick. Obviously, Joey's not here. Joey's on maneuvers. But of course, it's personal development with a lifestyle plan. And, I suppose we're going to get into a few things which are personal to me, really. So, look, we're going to get into the 16-week challenge, tactics and solutions. Rule number 1. I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. But again, this is really 16 weeks to look and feel the best you've felt in a decade. And of course, don't forget, go to my Facebook page, The Real Mick McQuillan, download your Freedom, Health and Lifestyle goal sheet, and you can of course fill that out and message that to me, and we can go through it together and at least start a conversation and see how what you can do to look and feel the best you've felt in a decade, really. Now, I'm not talking to those people who are already maybe in that place. I'm talking to the people who want to get into that place. They want to get into a position, of better health. Maybe you were there in the past. Maybe, growing up, maybe you're into sports or athletics or whatever it is. Maybe you were more active than you are now, but maybe just as a business owner, you kind of let things slide. I know I did. You're driving around all day, or you're sitting behind your desk all day, and you're in there early, you're getting home late, and it can be challenging, to be better, to be better with lifestyle choices. But look, I suppose I ate my way into my problem, and of course, I had to learn to eat my way out of it. And of course, you can do that too. And I really just want to help. That's all. So we really want a no limits transform your life opportunity, but you've got to start off with a good reason why. Why do you want to do it? Which is why I think the 16-week challenge is such a great thing, because you can look ahead 16 weeks from now and think, right, what am I going to be doing around then? What's coming up? What occasion is coming up? Maybe Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving. Maybe you're going to be getting together with friends and family, people you haven't seen all year, maybe. Maybe you've got a summer vacation or a winter vacation. Maybe you're going for some winter sun. I don't know what it is. But again, listen, it's your challenge, right? It's not mine. Only you can do it. And I'm going to encourage you to, to get on board and join, kickstart your 16-week challenge. But look, let me just see if I can pull this up. So this was me, right? Pretty straightforward. Only a couple of years ago, and we just won some awards for our company and things like this. Because of course I'm an entrepreneur, business owner. Pet care mogul, whatever you want to call it. And business was going great, and then of course COVID came along, which was a challenge for everybody, not just myself. It was a challenge for everybody, and I'm sure you felt it too. But during that time, I kind of made some decisions that I was going to get myself in better shape, and I started, looking around and reaching out and, looking for things that I could do differently, whilst still being able to, eat all the foods that I enjoy, because look, as a foodie and wine lover, I enjoy a glass of wine. I enjoy good food. I don't want to be, giving all that kind of stuff up, which is kind of ironic that this is called Through Sacrifice Comes Success. Because, when you think about dieting, I'm not sure you want to do anything with the word die in it, but this is not about, giving stuff up. This is about learning to do things differently while still being able to eat all the foods that you enjoy. So I would encourage you to find out a little bit more before making a decision that this doesn't work for you. You've never done it. You've not tried it. Maybe you have done it. Maybe you weren't ready for it last time around. But look, what is rule number one? So rule number one is to be able to eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding that you're going to be moving closer or further from your goal. So I'm not saying you should give anything up. I don't want you to be able to give anything up. I want you to be able to eat all the foods that you like and enjoy, knowing that they're either going to move you closer or further from your goal. So there's some tactics and solutions. We might get into those just in a minute. But look, I just really want you to enjoy the process. It is simple, but it's not easy. It means that you've got to put in some willpower, right? That's what you have to put into it. And so how does that begin? Well, it starts with a vision. You want to have a vision of how you want to look and feel. Like if you know how you want to look and feel, maybe if you're feeling sluggish in the afternoon, you don't want to feel like that. Well, maybe you need to look at what you're doing, before you get to the afternoon to see what's happening. Maybe it's the food that you're eating. Could it be? Maybe it is. Maybe you're waking up tired. And if you are, why is that? Are you going to bed late? What's happening for you? So it's about maybe lifestyle choices, changing some things. I'm not going to be an expert in you. You're the expert in you. I'm the expert in me. I can share some tips and tactics as to what's helped me, and maybe they might help you too. And of course, if you go to to my website or to my Facebook page, The Real Mick McQuillan, you can find information on there. In the featured posts, you can of course download the goal sheet. This will help just to kind of identify some things for you, what you really want, what you've tried before, why you think it didn't work. And why might it work for you this time around? Because maybe you just need to have some stronger goals, some realistic goals as well. Like if you're 50 pounds overweight and you're thinking, right, I want to lose 50 pounds in the next 2 weeks. I'm here to tell you, look, that's not realistic. You need to be a little bit more realistic. Could you lose 10 to 15 pounds in the next 2 weeks? Yeah, you probably could. But again, is that a realistic target to be set? The average person is going to lose an average of 2 pounds a week, just on a regular dieting type of program. We don't want to do a regular diet, right? We want to change our lifestyle, so that we're getting outcomes, naturally, so that we're getting, good outcomes and And if we're focusing on, the result, you're only going to enhance those results because that's what you're thinking about all the time. And this is really helpful. I'm sure you've heard stories of me saying in the past of, when I've gone into shops, and normally I'd go into a shop and, I'd be walking past the donuts and they'd literally be calling me out by name, and, to be honest, now, some of the foods that I was enjoying before, I don't necessarily enjoy them as much now. And, because they don't taste the way I thought they tasted. Isn't that strange? I was eating something the other day and I kind of just threw it away because I thought, I'm not even enjoying this. Same thing happened yesterday morning, actually. I was eating something, I thought, I'm not really enjoying this. So I just kind of put it away and, I give it to my dogs when I got in. But my dogs liked it, But, why was that happening? Well, it's happening because maybe, my mind, the seed that I planted in relation to how I want to look and feel, later, in the future, my mind is saying, it's not moving you closer towards your goal. Because that rule number one, eat what you want whenever you like, and the understanding it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. So I'm changing my mind from the inside out, if you like. And my mind is helping me to, and my mind isn't separated from me, of course, but if I can plant a seed in my mind and, with that seed, nurture it and encourage it and believe in it and know that, looking and feeling the way that I want to feel, 16 weeks from now can be the truth. Well, my mind doesn't know the difference between something I experience and something I vividly imagine. So, of course, my mind is going to encourage me to do that kind of thing, to do the things that are going to help me move towards my goal. I don't know if any of that makes any sense to you, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But all I'm saying is maybe just give it a try and see what happens. So, look, this is 16 weeks to look and feel the best you felt in a decade. If you're not looking and feeling the best you felt in a decade, and I'm not talking to you if you are looking and feeling the best you felt in a decade, I'm not talking to you if you've got all the energy that you feel like you need. I'm not talking to you if your hair and skin is perfect. Maybe you don't need this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But, look, I don't know what it is you want. But look, fill out the goal sheet, send it in, and let's have a conversation. Let's start that. And again, you can find that here. Go to facebook.com/The Real Mick McQuillan. Download the goal sheet, fill it out. Don't even send it in if you don't want. Just fill it out, and you can do this by yourself. Now, trust me, it is harder by yourself. It's important to have maybe someone you can bounce things off and get some support from. But look, it's all about looking, feeling, moving, and thinking better, and that's really what it's about. So let me see. So we've got this little thing here, like you can download this. I don't know why this has come up as funny writing of like hieroglyphics on the top. But basically what that says is 15 daily steps with tactics to healthy weight loss, to looking and feeling the best you felt in a decade. And of course, 15 steps. Starts at 7 a.m. Maybe you get up earlier, maybe you get up a little bit later, but you can work it around your times. Get up, drink a glass of water, right? 10 minutes later, go for a 20-minute walk. And the tactic is to walk 25% faster to boost metabolism. And another tactic as well is to practice a 4x4 breathing technique to increase oxygen to the brain and a deep clean for the lungs. 4 in through the nose, 4 out through the mouth. And of course, another tactic while doing this is to focus on the goal and to practice gratitude. Like there's a lot going on there, right? But this is just a 20-minute walk. Definitely reach out, get in touch, and we can have a deeper conversation about what this might mean for you and how it might work for you. After you walk, get back, you have a drink of water, another glass of water. Like how often? Look, if you're not a water drinker, maybe this is going to be challenging for you. If you're already a water drinker, you're probably thinking, I don't need this. Maybe you don't. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that person who doesn't drink a lot of water. Like you can lose a lot of weight and inches, just by adding water into your diet. Because your body will hold on to water. If you're not a water drinker, and maybe like me, you don't always eat the best foods. Maybe you like an alcoholic drink from time to time. Your body retains water. Because your body needs water. So it's going to hold on to water. And maybe some of those times when you're just eating and you're not satisfied, it's not because you're hungry. It's probably because you might be thirsty. So if we can add water to our diet, your body's going to release any water retention. It's going to stop holding on to it. It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't get in this problem. You didn't get in the situation you're in overnight. So it's not going to happen overnight. But over just a few short days, your body will just kind of come alive again because it's going to realize okay, I don't need to hold on to this water because I'm taking water all the time. And you'll start to see it and feel it, certainly in your hair and in your nails and in your skin and different things like this. Now you're probably going to end up going to the bathroom a little bit more often, as certainly as your body starts to regulate what you're doing. But that'll balance itself out. So, 40 minutes after getting up, tactic, rule number 1, eat what you want when you like and you understand it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. So meal. The tactic is to eat within 1 hour of getting up to keep the metabolic rate high. And of course, you want to eat aware. Take small amounts of food, chew, recognize taste, flavor, texture, break down almost to a liquid before swallowing, chew, 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 taste, flavor, texture, and repeat until you feel that feeling or sensation of fullness, or satisfied, and then stop and visualize the goal. Now, I'm not saying that you have to starve yourself. You don't, but you can eat what you want in the understanding it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. And of course, if you recognize taste, flavor, and texture, just like what's happening for me over the last couple of days, certainly yesterday morning and earlier in the week, I'm eating something, I'm thinking, I'm not even enjoying this. I'm recognizing taste, flavor, and texture. This is something that I chose to eat, and I'm recognizing taste, flavor, and texture, and I'm thinking, I'm not even enjoying this. So I just stopped eating it. I didn't want it anymore, because it's not moving me closer towards my goal. I'm not even enjoying it. Why would I want to eat something that I don't even enjoy? And these are things that, the week before I was enjoying perfectly well and happily to eat it. And then yesterday morning and earlier in the week, I'm thinking maybe it's the brand. Maybe it's the brand, can't be all of those products. Okay, so you're only up an hour and, you drank 2 glasses of water. You've gone for a 20-minute walk using different tactics to boost metabolism, practicing breathing techniques to deep clean the lungs, get better oxygen to the brain. And of course, you're focusing on the goal and you're practicing gratitude. Probably feel amazing already, right? And then of course you've had your breakfast. So you're up, and within an hour, you've gone for a walk, practiced gratitude, and had your breakfast and done some exercise. All within an hour. That's pretty good, right? You're probably going to feel pretty energetic after that, and you will do for sure. There's no doubt about it. But look, 9 a.m. drink another glass of water, stretch, move around. Okay, makes sense. Okay, 11 o'clock, snack, tactic, eat aware, take small amounts of food, chew, recognize taste, flavor, texture. All that same thing, chew, chew, chew. Break it down until it becomes a liquid. And repeat until you feel that sensation of satisfied or fullness. Stop and visualize the goal. You want to focus on that goal. How do you want to look and feel? 16 weeks from now, maybe you're going to that wedding, maybe you're going to a christening, maybe you've got a birthday party, maybe you've got an anniversary, maybe you're going to a family gathering, maybe it's Thanksgiving, maybe it's a holiday, a summer holiday, or a sun holiday that you're going on, or maybe even it's a skiing holiday that you're going on. It doesn't really matter. How do you want to look and feel? You have to think about that. It's important. Okay, so we're up to noon. Drink a glass of water, stretch, move around. Lunchtime, rule number 1, eat what you want. Tactic, rule number 1, eat what you want whenever you like. And you understand it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. Take small amounts of food, chew, recognize taste, flavor, texture. So all of these things can help. And remember, we're not cutting anything out. What we're doing is we're kind of reprogramming ourselves in a sense, right? So now there are other things that you can do to maybe 5x this kind of stuff, different, meal replacements and things like this. This can definitely help for sure. I can recommend a few. Just reach out, get in touch. So 2 o'clock, drink a glass of water, stretch, move around. See how we're adding more water? To be honest, I'm not always the best water drinker, even though I drive around and I've got my 2-liter bottle of water and and of course I do have snacks. I buy snacks that are healthy for me now, which I enjoy. But sometimes I don't always do that. Sometimes I might buy something, do I use that? Do I fall off the wagon all the time? Do you know what I mean? I'm not perfect. No one is, and this is where the vision really comes into play. Because if you lose your vision, now you're just kind of aimlessly kind of doing things. You're going to fall back into, habits that got you to where you are. What we're trying to do is create new habits. We're trying to create new habits that are going to supersede the old habits. And this comes through practicing mentally, by mentally practicing, visualizing yourself and seeing yourself where you want to be. This strengthens that resolve. It does for me anyway. Look, I don't know how it's going to work for you, but I encourage you just to get started. Start before you're ready, right? So 4 p.m. So 3 p.m. now we've got another snack. So what are we doing? So we're getting up in the morning, we're going for some exercise, practicing gratitude, using a breathing technique, drinking a glass of water, coming back, drinking a glass of water, coming after drinking a glass of water, I'm going to eat something, and then we're going to drink more water, then we're going to have a snack around 11. So we're going to eat, snack, drink more water in the afternoon, and of course, tactic for your dinner in the evening, whatever it is. Person, I don't know whether you're doing a plant-based thing or whether you're vegan, vegetarian, or just you eat whatever. It makes no difference to me. But again, you want a good combination of proteins and carbohydrates and things like this. I personally would go protein rich as opposed more protein than carbohydrates, because I like meat, right? Just to put it that way. That doesn't mean to say I need to overeat, right? Still want to practice rule number 1: eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding you're going to move you closer or further from your goal. Other times that I just can't help myself, absolutely. We're all like that, right? But look, again, drink water. Maybe you like a glass of wine in the evening with your dinner. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it, right? But I would say, have a glass of wine, drink water, have a glass of wine, drink water, have a glass of wine, drink water. Look, we're creating new habits. I'm not saying you should give anything up. Listen, I'm not giving you any kind of medical advice here. I'm not a doctor or anything else like that. So I'm talking to you about what has been working for me. And it has worked for me. And again, going to bed at night, then you want to, your last thoughts in the evening is you want to be focused on your vision, how you want to look and feel. Now, you can add different things to this. When you think about the book that we were listening to last week, and if you haven't kind of listened to episode 61 and 60 and 59, right, it's definitely worth going back. And certainly last week's, because the link is in the description for the audiobook, Master Key Society. You can go there and get it and listen to it. That book is definitely worth studying. And some of the stuff that I'm talking about here, kind of lines up with the philosophy in that book about how you need to have a consuming thought about what it is that you want to do. And of course, you should apply that. You can apply that in different sectors of your life. But again, rule number 1, eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding that it's going to move you closer or further from your goal. Okay, so let me just see if I can get back to this. So you can't see all of these slides. But listen, this is basically it. But I would encourage you, to go there, download this. This is actually up there. And I think there's another one up there with 3x or 5x your weight management results with different things that you can do. But again, you just want to reach out, get in touch, and we can help you get there, because it's no more complicated than that. Like I say, like I ate myself into the situation that I was in, and in order to do something differently, I have to eat my way out of it, right? And this means creating new habits, creating different lifestyle choices, and that's what it's about. And that's what Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle is about. Let me see if I can get rid of this. Yeah, and that's what Freedom, Health, and Lifestyle is about. So freedom to be time free, financially free, whatever that means to you, and of course, health, looking and feeling the best you've felt in a decade, and then a lifestyle with purpose. How do you live a lifestyle with purpose? Well, I think the key is to if you've got time freedom and you've got all the time to be able to do the things you want to do with the people you want to do it with, and maybe you've got all the the health benefits, physical health, mental health, financial health. You've got all those things aligned. So you've got great freedom, you've got great health in all of the forms that it comes in, physical, mental, financial, lifestyle. How would you live a lifestyle with purpose? What might you do differently? Who might you help? Would you help friends and family? Would you help, your community? What would you do? How would you live a lifestyle with purpose? Maybe you want to just go out and buy nice cars and nice houses, and that's fine too. But after you've done those things, what are you going to do to make a difference for other people? And, that's the opportunity that I'm offering here. And I think that we can do that. And I think we've got some amazing things that we can share with you. And again, look, you can do anything you believe you can. If you believe that you can lose that 40 pounds or 50 pounds, or maybe it's even more. I know a girl, who is probably about 10 stone overweight. And, she's done different things in the past. She's just had a gastric, is it a gastric band or whatever it is? I don't know what it is. She just went away and she came back. and in the space of like 3 months, she's lost like 5 stone. And she's still got 5 stone to lose. Or that's what she's saying. But, and that's okay, but like, I think that's a little bit drastic. I'm not sure how that changes your habits. And it's not for me to judge, and I'm not judging anybody. People are free to do whatever they want to get the outcomes that they want, as long as they're not hurting anybody else. So I don't have a problem with that. I just think that there's a more mindful way of doing it, a more thoughtful way of doing it, where you can create it for yourself by thinking about it, by visualizing it, and then by practicing using different techniques, like the obviously rule number 1: eat what you want whenever you like, and understand it's moving you closer or further from your goal. That doesn't mean to say that you want to be you scoffle your food down really quick. No, we want to eat aware. We want to chew our food, recognize taste, flavor, texture. And I guarantee there's going to be foods that you're eating where you're thinking, my God, I'm not even enjoying this. And now you've got a decision to make. Do you carry on eating, or do you stop? And if you stop, you're moving yourself closer and further towards your goal, and you've learned something about what you like and what you don't like. I've had experiences with people who have, been eating the same takeaway food for 20 odd years, only to when they apply that eating technique to realize that they don't even like the food that they've been eating for 20 years. They'd never tasted it before. They just ate it, and they'd never really experienced it. They just, so I'm not saying you're like that. I definitely am like that. I've just experienced it yesterday morning, which, kind of makes me sad too, because I'm thinking, I really used to enjoy that. Now I don't enjoy anymore. Now, does that mean that I can't have those types of things? It doesn't. It means that I can make different choices. So I'm changing from the inside out. So this is simple, but it's not easy. It takes you actually doing something. So look, I don't know what you're going to do, but I think rule number 1: eat what you want whenever you like. If you can just, apply this, eat what you want whenever you like, and you understand it's going to move you closer or further from your goal, you're going to start to understand when you're sitting down to eat something, you've got decisions to make, whether you're going to choose to do it or not. Listen, am I where I want to be? No, I'm not. Am I on that road to get in there? Yeah, I am. Am I going to get there? Absolutely, for sure. So why don't you join me? Why don't you come with me? And we can do it together. Reach out, get in touch. I think this could be a fun thing, right? Let's have to be honest, I think that I'm just going to end it. We're just going to keep it like that this week, right? Because I've got a few things I need to do. So I think Joey will be back next week. I'm not sure if he is or not, but I'm definitely going to be back next week, right? So I want you to maybe take the 16-week challenge with me, reach out, get in touch, and let's see what we can do together. Let's see, should be fun. If it's not fun, you shouldn't be doing it. And you shouldn't be doing anything with the word die in it, right? So we don't want to be doing that. What we want to be doing is making positive, changes, which are going to move us in a direction that we want to go in. And again, go back to the book, the last week's episode, listen to last week's episode, download, or go to the description and go to the Master Key Society and get some of those books. Certainly the Science of Getting Rich, definitely worth studying. Definitely worth studying. I've been thinking about that book all week, actually, and some of the things that certainly in the latter chapters, on how I can change some of the things, even in my own business. Not necessarily in my business, but in my future, the things I want to do, and how I want to, what would it be, transition. And some of those chapters were talking about how to actively do that. And you can transition in your physical appearance, right? This is how you do it. It's all in there. I don't know, the secrets to success are in that book. But, success comes through sacrifice. And you're going to have to give some things up. This is one way of learning, how you can do things differently without giving things up, right? And ultimately, you won't be giving something up, you'll be replacing it with something else. But look, through sacrifice comes success, and you've got to be true to yourself. And, you've got to really ask yourself, is it something that I want? And if you don't really want it, well, then you're not going to change anything. So you've got to want it. The truth is, you already have experienced this before. There's been times already that in your life when you've wanted something and you've just gone and got it. You've just gone and done it because you wanted it. You've got to ask yourself, is this something I really want? And in most cases, it takes some kind of trigger event in somebody's life, for someone to make a change. For guys, it might be a heart attack. Think about what happened to Joey and Joey's story. You know, for other people, it might be a breakup of a relationship or something like that. You know, like I think most guys, and I can only talk about guys, you know, if they're going a little bit thin on top, maybe like me, you know, maybe you only really, you know, try and fix that problem or solve that problem. Yeah, if you just come out of a relationship and you think, right, I need to look a little bit better here now because I need to find a new partner or whatever it is, you know, so maybe you want to get in better shape. So, you know, look, I don't know what your reasons are for wanting to do it, but you do need a reason. And that's why when I talk about the 16-week challenge, you know, focusing on an event that maybe you're going to, because you can tie it to an event. You can tie it to, you know, maybe a birthday, an anniversary, a christening, a wedding, maybe it's your wedding, maybe you're just invited to a wedding, maybe you've got Thanksgiving, whatever it is. You know, if you can tie that to an event and you can visualize that event, you know that's going to come. And there's no reason why you can't look and feel the best you felt in a decade. And when you turn up, how are people going to go? They're going to go, oh my God, you look amazing. You know, what have you been doing? God, I've not seen you in ages. You look fantastic. You know, imagine how it would feel. How are you going to respond? What kind of clothes you're going to be wearing? How are your clothes going to feel on your body? You know. So look, maybe you've got a pair of jeans in the wardrobe that, you know, a little bit tight, and maybe you want to get into them. I don't know what it is. I don't know what your reason is, but you've got to have a strong reason. If you've got a strong reason why, now you need a plan. We've got a plan here and a good plan. You know, those 15 steps, 15 daily steps, tactics and solutions that you can do. And again, you can, you know, there's other things that you can add to that, which are going to 3x and 5x your results. So reach out, get in touch. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to share this information with you. It's been working for me. It can work for you. Again, this is not, you know, medical advice or anything else like that. I'm sharing, you know, what I've done in the hope that it can help you too. All right, listen, I'm going to leave it there. Let me see. Do I have anything else I want to share? Let me see. Do I have anything? I don't think I do. You know, look, all you want to do is, look, if you want to get started and do something, go to Facebook, go to The Real Mick McQuillan, download the goal sheet. You can find it in the featured post, along with the 15 daily tactics, I think is in there as well. And you can download those. I'm not sure whether you can or not, but if you know, just ask me and just direct message me and ask me. I'm happy to share that information with you. And let's start a conversation. Let's see where you go and how you can do. But again, you need a strong reason why. That's, you know, a strong reason why. Why do you want to do it? And the truth is, I think we can help you get there. We really can. But look, Freedom, Health and Lifestyle, FHL for short. Don't forget, listen, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. Yeah, the more people I can help, the better it is, right? So that's just the way I see it. All right, listen, guys, I'm going to let it go there. I'm going to finish a little bit early. I could probably talk on about this for another half hour or something like that, but I don't want to beat it to death. Don't want to beat you to death either. I just want to encourage you to get started. You know, don't wait until you're ready. Don't wait until tomorrow. Start practicing rule number 1. Eat what you want whenever you like, in the understanding that it can move you closer or further from your goal. You know, if you're not a water drinker, you know, start, you know, keep a little journal, set a little alarm on your phone that goes off every couple of hours, reminds you to take a glass of water, and just watch what happens. You know, like get a sheet of paper, you know, go and weigh yourself, find out where you're at, think about where it is you want to be, even take some measurements, take some body measurements. I guarantee you, just by adding water into your diet regular, about 8 glasses of water, 2.5 liters, 2 liters to 2.5 liters of water a day, you'll see, you know, inch loss, you know, within a couple of days. You'll start to see it. Your jeans might feel a little bit loose, right? So try these things. Just try it. But again, look, if you're not sure, reach out, get in touch. And, well, look, I'll see you next week.
Can you change everything by changing your mind?
Ahead an hour that could change the way you think about the world. Our guests can help you do that. They are Bob Proctor, who went from high school dropout to best-selling author.
So excited for you to meet our next guest because I believe they can help you completely change your life. Please welcome Bob Proctor.
One of the most sought-after speakers in the world of personal and professional coaching and company training.
Tonight on Nightline.
Recognized as a living master.
You can tell me what you want. I can show you how to get it. Hello there and welcome. What did you think of that last statement? If you can tell me what you want, I can show you how to get it. Do you know, I remember very clearly the first time I heard that. It was around 50 years ago. Earl Nightingale said it. If you can tell me what you want, I can show you how to get it. Now, someone else got me to listen to that. And he said, Bob, your way's not working. Why don't you try his? And I did. And my life changed like night and day. I'll come back to that in a minute. Right above me, you'll see the words, when you tell us what you want, we will show you how to get it. You see, it's the Opportunity Alive team. There's a team of people ready to go to work with you to make things happen in your life. Do you know, we've got a little book here, and it says, working is the very worst way to earn a lot of money. You may have this. And I point out inside how you can actually get anything you want. Most people don't believe that. And I wonder why. It's because of the way we're programmed. Do you see, when I had someone sit down with me many, many years ago, I was losing. I was going in the wrong track, and I was going fast. I was earning $4,000 a year. I owed $6,000. I had no formal education, no business experience. See, I had no reason in my mind to believe that I could win. But this man told me, his name was Ray Stanford, he said, Bob, most people spend their life thinking of why they can't have what they want. Why don't you begin thinking of how you can? And that's what I want to suggest you do right now. Do you know, I picked up something here a while ago. It was written by Robert Heinlein. He wrote a book, Strangers in a Strange Land. He said, in absence of clearly defined goals, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. We become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia. What do we mean by that? Well, we just do dumb things. We don't do anything really constructive or to really make it happen. Now, that was more or less the message Ray gave me. And he got me to look at what I was doing. And he got me to understand there is a better way. Think of this for a moment. 3% of the population earn 97% of all the money that's being earned. The economy really doesn't have much to do with it. We can create our own economy. We're God's highest form of creation. It's a matter of utilizing the potential that we've got inside. Well, I'm working with a group of people that want to work with you. I would be on your team. So, you know, in this little booklet, I point out that you could become a millionaire. Now, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a system. It's a system that'll work every time for every person. I remember way back in the 60s, I picked up a book by W. Clement Stone. I believe he was the wealthiest man in America in 1970. He wrote a book, The Success System That Never Fails. He said it'll work for every person, every time. And I thought, I wonder about that. Well, if you've got a system that produces a result, and one person follows the system and they get that result, and then another person follows exactly the same system and they get exactly the same result, you've got a winning system on your hands. And there's a company I'm working with, and I'm working with their people worldwide, and they've got a system. I have installed a system, a support system, where I'm going to work with you, and I'm going to help you win. So if you happen to get one of these little books, everything in it is fact. It's really true. It's going to happen. And if you haven't got one, ask the person that sent you here to give you one. And you'll find out that I'm here. I'm working to help you win, and win in a big way. You see, I wasn't satisfied with winning. This was way back in the 60s. I took my income from $4,000 over $1 million. And I was raised with the idea, if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really bright. Well, I never thought I was really bright because I had never done very well. And I found out that wasn't true because I was earning a lot of money, and yet I didn't think I was that bright. I have found there's people functionally illiterate that are earning millions of dollars, and I've also found others who are absolutely brilliant and they're broke. Why? We're following the wrong systems. You see, you and I are programmed. We're conditioned to think of why we can't do things rather than how we can. Just start paying attention to the conversations that are going on around you. They're shockingly negative. People spend a lot of time talking about the economy, talking about how bad things are. Well, I'm going to tell you, the opportunity, a live team that has made this statement that sits above me, is ready and willing to show you a system that will blow you away. You see, the real secret to earning a lot of money is to have multiple sources of income. You don't have one source and maybe get a part-time job and maybe have your spouse working. No, wealthy people have many, many sources of income. And that's what I can show you how to do. This is the most moral form of compensation you've ever seen. Now, you're not going to earn $1 million overnight, but I can show you in a couple of months how to be up to a couple of thousand extra income. In 6 months, take it higher than that. And ultimately, if you stay with the system, you can earn millions of dollars. I have earned millions of dollars. In fact, for the past 43 years, I have worked all over the world showing people how to become millionaires. There's thousands of people that'll point to the system that I've shared with them that helped them earn millions, and it'll help you. You know, you and I have deep reservoirs of talent and ability within us that we've got the ability to bring to the surface and apply in our life. We can be happier, we can be healthier, and we can be a whole lot wealthier. Do you know, the whole universe operates by laws. In a movie I made, The Secret, I pointed out where Dr. Wernher von Braun said that the natural laws of this universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building a spaceship, sending people to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. I have been in the business of helping people for a long, long time. I'm very good at it. No, I'm not much good at anything else, but I don't want to do anything else. There's a person that I work with that knows me that has asked you to come to this site, or they've given you this little black book that I put together. And you can get these, and you can send people here. And we'll build a team for you. But the person that sent you is a person I'm working with. And I want you to go right back to that person and say, listen, if Proctor's for real, if he can do what he says, I'm willing to give it everything I've got. See, you're not giving it a chance. You are giving yourself a chance. Buckminster Fuller pointed out one time, you don't change things by fighting existing reality. To change things, you build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Well, I'm going to show you how to build a new model. That's what my coach or my mentor taught me to do many years ago. And that's what I'm prepared to do for you. You're going to absolutely love it. Now, when you turn this off, don't go and ask someone who knows nothing about what I'm talking about what they think. They'll give you an opinion. They'll give it to you for nothing, and that's about what it'll be worth. I want you to go right back to the person who sent you here and say, what's the next step? And then he'll put you on the system that I put in place that'll show you how to win, and win in a big, big way. This is Bob Proctor, and thank you. Go to that person right now and say, show me the next step.